Perfect.
Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody sweat the lack of flames. No, living my life to the fullest and shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to greater heights as long as
Hello, bonjour and bonani. Welcome to Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. It is so significant to have a positive mindset, more especially under these circumstances. So this network has the potential to completely revolutionize every aspect of your life and career. My name is Dr. Riel Nkunene, and I'm going to be your host for today. So if you're watching us online, please feel free to put in the chat box where you're watching us from and what you hope to achieve from our podcast. Today, we are surrounded by greatness in the World Wide Web. We have amazing speakers who's going to share some nuggets on human rights. So in Montana, we have Tommy Roberts.
Hi.
And in the Philippines, we have Dr. Marites Dimino Olia.
Hi, everyone.
And in Utah, we have Safwan Bay.
Peace and love, all. Peace and love.
And finally, in India, we have Shanoli Ray. So at this moment, I will just let our speakers to introduce themselves. So you can go ahead, Tommy.
Okay, hi. My name is Tommy Roberts. I'm excited to be here with you all today. Thank you for having me on Rise to Greater Heights Network. I am honored to have the opportunity to share the stage with all the speakers today for this Human Rights Summit. I am a human disability rights consultant and advocate through the United States Institute of Diplomacy based in Washington, D.C. Pending as of now, I got an application out for Montana Regional Director position, overseeing and helping people with human rights, disability rights here in my state. Would also like to mention another pending position, a board of director through the state of Montana as a state rehabilitation council member, getting people with disabilities back to work. Last briefly, I am CEO, owner, and founder of High Point Life Coaching. I offer over 130 custom courses that I train individuals and give them the skills they need to return back to work.
Oh, wow. It's such a great honor to have you on board, Tommy, and thank you for saying yes. You can go ahead, Dr. Dimano, and introduce yourself, please.
Hi, everyone. Hello, co-speakers. I'm Dr. Marites Dimano Lea from the Philippines, an educator, a journalist, and also the human advocate. I'm also the president of International Organization of Educators and Researchers Incorporated. the organization of the eminent educationists, researchers, and professionals across the globe. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Rene and Kunene for the invitation to share my insight about the human rights. So thank you.
Wow, it's such a great honor to have you on board, Dr. Olea. I am looking forward to hear more of your message. You can go ahead, Safwan, and introduce yourself, please.
Peace. I am Safwan. I am a human rights consultant. I'm also a SDG ambassador, Global Goals Ambassador for UNA USA. I have also been appointed as the SDG ambassador for the SDG seminar in Cameroon coming up in June. It'll be based off of basically letting everybody know what the SDGs are, getting the SDGs, and letting everybody know to implement the SDGs. There you go.
Oh, wow, wow, it's such a great honor to have you, Safwan, and I am really, really looking forward to hear more of your message. You can go ahead, Shanoli, and introduce yourself, please.
Hi everyone, this is Dr. Shanoli Ray from India. Apart from being an educationist, I am a certified coach, mentor, also author of some books, and I regularly conduct workshops on various subjects, and I am also CEO and founder of EdVision, a global learning and skills training platform. And till now, I have mentored more than a few thousand people. So thank you, Dr. Kunene, for giving me this opportunity today to share my view on human rights, because I also work as a human rights ambassador. Thank you so much.
Wow, wow, it's such a great honor to have you, Dr. Ray, on this platform, and we're all in this together. It's such a great honor to have you. I'm looking forward to hear more of your message on human rights for sure. You know, I know human rights is quite a very, very sensitive subject matter that we're going to be dealing with. So we always have a disclaimer here at Rise to Greater Heights Network. We're only here to provide information about human rights to the public. So legal information is not the same as legal advice as to the application of law. So we cannot offer any legal advice in response to specific questions. And we strongly recommend that if you need help on such, just consult your own lawyer, because we're only here to provide just legal information, not legal advice. So I have a question for you, Tommy. If you happen to have your own billboard, I can see your billboard coming down there in the busy highway in Montana. What will your billboard say?
That's a funny icebreaker question. I think for me, it would say, look forward in your life and not in the rearview mirror. Leave your past in the past.
Wow. Look forward in your life. Don't look at the rearview mirror. Just live the past in the past, because you know the past is just in the past, and we are no longer prisoners of our past, but we are pioneers of our own future. I love it. I love it. Wow, what a beautiful billboard. What will your billboard say, Dr. Olea? Maybe it's already down there in the Philippines. I don't know. What will it say?
Okay, so that is a good icebreaker question. So if I have a billboard, I will put, let us create a better world for humanity. So let us unite to promote human rights, because it's the foundation for freedom, justice, and peace in the world.
Wow, wow. We need to create a what?
That is, let us create a better world for humanity.
Let's create a better world for humanity, because the change that we want to see in this world must first begin with us. We are the pioneers, we are the change makers, we are the revolutionaries, we are the trailblazers. So let us create a better place for humanity. I love it. I love it. I believe that's the only way we can make a difference in this world, by being the change that we want to see. How about you, Safwan? What will a billboard say?
My billboard would say we must uplift fallen humanity.
We must do what?
Uplift fallen humanity.
Wow, wow, I love it. Everything connects to humanity, really. We must uplift humanity because we are humans, because we're running just one race, and that's the race of humanity. I love it. I love it. How about you, Dr. Ray? Maybe your billboard is already down there in India. I don't know. What will your billboard say?
Yes. Being founder of Advision, my billboard would say, come at Advision to live, love, and learn. Because I believe that education is the pathway to expand your horizon. So
Wow.
through the education, we can create a better world. So
Wow.
that will be.
I love it. I love it. We'll have to create that foundation where we can live, love, and learn. Wow. Wow. That's part of humanity too. Wow. I actually love all of the billboards. They kind of connect together into just one thing, humanity, and that's human rights. We have those rights. And I love all of the billboards. So I believe mine will be the fifth billboard, driving down the highway, and it's gonna say what? The sky is no longer the limit, but now the sky is our point of view. So we're supposed to all rise to greater heights. And guess what? It's coming. It's definitely coming. So we're gonna get started. We're gonna get started. We have let me grab Tommy. We have Tommy Roberts here, who's going to be our first speaker. So Tommy Roberts is a certified and skilled life coach in helping businesses, entrepreneurs, and individuals create and achieve their dreams, improve their relationships, start a business, and improve personal development. So he has over 25 years of experience working with people in different work environments. He's married and he has a daughter and a grandchild. So these three individuals in his life, they are a huge part of his life. He believes in having a work and family balance. So Tommy is dedicated to help individuals to get unstuck. Tommy is committed to help his clients replace their limiting beliefs with affirmations. He wants to see individuals be unstoppable in every area of their lives. So his mission is to inspire you to live more of an abundant, courageous, and confident life for themselves, their families, communities, work, as well as the world. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Tommy Roberts.
Thank you so much for that introduction. Wow, I'm very humbled by that. Thank you. So I would like to start off my speech today. I would like to speak on modern day slavery, which to me is sex trafficking, human trafficking, and it's a really dear subject to my heart, uh, just because I've seen it firsthand, and I want to kind of with different people, and just by the research I've done, and this affects us all through all areas of life. It's in every country, it's in every world, it's in every state, city. It's just everywhere now, and it's almost like a silent subject, almost. So I would like to bring some light into this. So modern day slavery is sex trafficking. Human trafficking is a human rights violation. The human rights framework for trafficking draws upon the international human rights standards since the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was drafted and adopted in 1948. Article 14 in the human rights article is what I'm speaking about. The right to asylum. People on the move are always at considerable risk from those who prey on their vulnerability, as well as people, smugglers who treat fellow humans as profitable, highly profitable. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and have rights. People like boys, girls, men, women are not free and equal in the sex trafficking world. They are held from their own will. Sex trafficked persons are not treated as criminals, but they're treated as victims. They're victims, not criminals. Human trafficking originates where and when human rights are prevalent. Root causes can include poverty, homelessness, structural, or the interpersonal violence, gender identity, insecurities related to arms conflict, or economic inequality in life. Some survivors who are able to leave or escape the trafficking situations suffer from factors that include distrust in the systems like the government, trauma, PTSD, cultural barriers, and physical safety. Two quotes I would like to share are by Nelson Mandela, and I quote, "To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity," unquote. The other quote is by Cara Napolitano, and I quote, "Violations of human rights are both a cause and a consequence of trafficking in persons, making the promotion and protection of human rights relevant to the fight against it," unquote. Sex trafficking in the United States from the Department of Health and Human Services estimate the number of victims is between 240,000 to 325,000. In the world, out of 172 countries, there are 109.216 identified victims. In my home state of Montana, with a little over 1 million people in the whole state, our numbers are around 20, which doesn't seem like a lot, but 20 is too many. What can we do about this? Don't turn a blind eye when you see or hear something, report it. So I'd like to give a little bit of personal story here. I was in Frankfurt, Germany, coming back to the United States, and I happened to witness a young lady, beautiful young lady, probably mid-20s, and she was with an older gentleman, about 60, 65 years old. And I just noticed, like when I was sitting there waiting to board the plane, that he would always keep her isolated in the airport, isolated at her seat. He moved her seat a couple of times, but it was always because someone was sat next to them, and he would just like move her to isolate her. And I don't even think she really knew, like, kind of, I don't know if she knew what was going on or whatever, but she had a ball cap on, sunglasses, and she got on her phone a couple of times, but he was monitoring her phone calls and monitoring all her social media. And when I reported this to Delta Airlines, the supervisor that was there, and what made me report this incident is because I noticed that the young lady, she was sitting in business class, and then the perpetrator was sitting in coach class. And so, and he made a comment to her, and I was standing right there with him, and he said, "I'm sorry about this. I'm gonna sit in coach class with the peons. You're gonna be in business class, and it's just part of the business." So when he said that right there, I was like, I have to do something. I can't turn a blind eye anymore. So I reported this situation, and luckily to say, they did not board the plane, and she was taken away to safety. And then we all boarded the plane, and so but yeah, we cannot turn a blind eye to situations like this. There's a number for the National Human Trafficking Resource Center hotline that people can report, this to if they see anything. I would like to give it. It's 1-888-373-6999. 7888. And I'm sure, you know, they can go back and get this information if they need to. Continuing on, we are at war with human trafficking, and really no one talks about it. Again, we need to keep alert at airports, hotels, motels, sporting events, large venues, and maybe even the house next to yours. These could all be sex trafficking locations. And then lastly, I would like to give my contact information if I can be of any assistance or help, or if you have questions in this area, please reach out to me. My number is 1-406-290-4604. My email is highpoint, that is HIGHPOINT, life, LIFEC, like cat, at gmail.com. So it's highpointlifec@gmail.com. And then also my website, I can be reached on there as well. And that is highpointlifecoach.com. So just highpointlifecoach.com. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Tommy. You know, like to share more knowledge on sex trafficking, and you've mentioned how modern day slavery is sex trafficking, and also to bring the article together, how it relates to sex trafficking really. And for you to step up in Germany, like to report that incident, you know, we need more knowledge on how we can actually spot a human trafficker. How can we actually identify that actually this individual is a victim of being trafficked by this other individual? And that's the reason why we stand up today. We are saying no to slavery. We're saying no to human trafficking, because slavery is a violation of human rights. Slavery is a violation of human rights, because what slavers or human traffickers do, they claim ownership over one humanity of another human being, which strips the human being of their inherent human rights. Thank you so much, Tommy, for sharing such a profound, much needed message. And we need to be more voices of the one who are voiceless, just like what you did and what you are doing. Thank you so much, Tommy, for sharing
Yes.
such a profound message.
Thank you.
Okay, from the USA, we are flying to the Philippines, where we have Dr. Marais Dimano Olia. Dr. Marais Dimano Olia is she's a dedicated, resourceful, and goal-oriented educator with a solid commitment to the social and academic growth and development of quality education. So Dr. Marais Dimano Olia continually works hard to deliver innovative education approaches and effective school leadership through the organization she established, which is the IOER, which this organization she founded. It empowers thousands of educators and students, both national and on international platforms. So at present, she is the president and founder of the International Organization of Educators and Researchers, Inc., which is the IOER, which is an organization of eminent educationalists, researchers, and professionals across the globe. She's also the founder of two international journals, which is the IOER, International Multidisciplinary Research Journal, which is IIMRJ, and the Asia Pacific Journal of Advanced Education and Technology. So Dr. Dimano has finished her degree in the Doctor of Philosophy of Education with a major in educational management in the Philippines. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Dr. Marais Dimano Olia.
So thank you, Dr. Rene. Also, good afternoon, good morning, everyone. So my topic is about right to education. And we know that education is not privilege. It is a human rights. And education is the basic human rights that work to raise men and women out of poverty. So the level of inequalities and ensure sustainable development. So why does it matter? So education helps everyone realize their full potential, minimize societal injustice, and empowers women and reduces poverty. So additionally, it boosts a nation's economy significantly and aids in the creation of peaceful, sustainable civilization. The realization of all other human rights depends on education. So what do we mean by the right to education? Of course, every person is entitled to quality education without discrimination, which means it is the right to free and compulsory primary education. It is the obligation of the state to take all necessary steps to ensure that every children or child participates in a complete elementary education. So another is the right to available and accessible secondary education, which includes the technical and vocational education and training for all. Another is the right to access to higher education on the basis of capacity made purposely free. Another is the right to fundamental education for those who have not received a complete primary education. So another is the right to quality education both in the public and private schools, and the freedom of the parents to choose a school for their children which are conformity with the religious and moral conviction. And of course, for us, the freedom of individual and bodies to establish and direct education institutions in conformity with minimum standard established by our state. And the academic freedom of the teachers and the student. Of course, the children have the right to an education. It enables the enjoyment of other rights if we have education. Second, education can give people the tools they need to live the greatest possible lives by empowering them and by promoting children's rights. Every child must have access to high quality education without any barriers. So in our country, the Philippines, the state shall assign the highest budgetary priority to education, and to promote the quality education for all, the state shall enhance the right of the teacher for professional advancement. And to all viewers, if you would like to contact me, so I would like to invite you to become the member of International Organization of Educators and Researchers Incorporated. That is the organization of the eminent educationists, researchers, and professionals across the globe. So we have also a journal publication. You can visit our website at www.ioerworldresearch.org. So thank you for listening.
Oh, wow, Dr. Olia, you've mentioned that the right to education is not a privilege. You see, many they will mistake a privilege and a right. A privilege is like, it's the government who's granting you this, but a right is something that you were born with it. So education is part of your God-given fundamental rights and freedom. You're born with this. You have a right to go to school. You have a right to get education. Wow. Dr. Timano, thank you so much for such a profound, much needed message around education. So we're coming back to the US now, where we have Safwan Bey. Safwan Bey is a declared Moorish American, a member of the MSTA, and he's also a human rights consultant. He's the owner of Trinla, a marketing and consulting company. Safwan Bey is mainly interested in human rights and ending poverty. As a Moorish American, he is charged with eradicating poverty by 2032. So Safwan chose SDG 10 to reduce inequality because human rights are for everyone and everyone deserves to be treated equally, no matter their race, nationality, or sexual orientation, as stated in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. He currently is working with, Even Though I Am Blind, ATIP, as a human rights consultant to raise awareness of the treatment of the blind and visually impaired, to remind them that their human rights matter. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Safwan Bey.
Peace. And gratitude for having me on the show. My topic is SDG 10 and why it is important. SDG 10 is to reduce inequalities in and around the country. So let me read this real quick. All right. SDG 10 is sustainable goal number 10 is to reduce inequalities within and around and among countries. The goal has 10 targets and it should be achieved by 2030. It was started in 2015. The goal aims to reduce inequalities within countries. The SDG calls for reducing inequalities of income, that's one target, of those based on age, sex, disability, race, ethnicity, origin, or religion, or economic status within a country. How can this be achieved? How can SDG 10 be achieved? We can achieve this by eliminating discriminatory laws, policies, practices, promoting appropriate legislation and policies and actions to this regard. Adopt policies that, especially in fiscal and ways that end fiscal and wage disparities, and also add social protection. Progressively, we can achieve this equality. What are the challenges for SDG 10? Well, inequalities limit economic growth. They marginalize the people and they erode trust in institutions. How do we fix that? You fix that with high levels of energy and educating people. One of the main issues is that people don't know what the SDGs are. So we need to be out educating them on what the SDGs are. SDG 10 incorporates all the things, so it incorporates everything about human rights. So the 10 targets, let's read these 10 targets real quick. Target 1 is to reduce income inequality. Target 2 is to promote universal social, economic, and political inclusion. 3 is to ensure equal opportunities and indiscrimination. 4, adopt fiscal and social economic practices that promote equality. Improve regulations on global financial market systems and institutions. I can't find the rest of them. Oh, what happened? Where'd it go? Responsible well-being and manage migration policies. Encourage development assistance and invest in the least developed countries. And those countries actually need the help. So those countries that are cut off from all the economic help. And I will leave that with my information. If anybody wants to get in contact with me, they can contact me at Safwan Bey on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. My number is 757-513-5934. And remember, everybody, human rights are for everybody.
Wow, Safwan. Thank you so much for sharing such a profound message around sustainable development. Sustainability is the key. Like we'll have to envision a world that is like a secure, free from poverty and hunger, with full of productiveness, as well as access to quality education, employment for all. So this is so profound, and what you are doing really, it's really, really life-changing. Thank you so much for sharing such a profound, much needed message. So now we are flying all the way to India, where we have Dr. Shanoli Ray. Dr. Shanoli Ray is a school principal and the founder, as well as the CEO of EdVision. I hope I didn't butcher this name, which is a global learning and skills training platform. She is also a certified coach, mentor, as well as a coach consultant. So Dr. Shanoli have co-authored the book, We Are Leaders. She is associated with several renowned organizations as an honorary advisor, as well as a global ambassador. So Dr. Ray is the chief editor of EdVision Global Journal, which is an e-journal of research and academics in multidisciplinary studies. Her articles on education, mentoring, and parenting are published in several journals. She is the recipient of several prestigious awards like the Fox News Top 100 Women Iconic Award, Best Global Principal Award, just to mention a few. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Dr. Shanoli Ray.
Thank you so much, Dr. Riel, and warm greetings to all of you. I hope this day finds you in the best of spirit. Today, I am going to address a very crucial aspect of human life, that is human rights. Human rights are defined as those set of rights which are fundamental to human existence. Since they have a universal appeal, people from all over the world are entitled to it. Thus, these rights, other than having a universal and fundamental dimension, carry a global appeal as well. These rights enable people to live under no fear or threat. Universalization of human rights without any discrimination is a mark of civilized society. These rights are framed while keeping in mind fundamental human demands and needs. Thus, human rights have found its place in the constitution of every nation. And it is the responsibility of every nation to secure human rights for its citizens and give them the liberty to perform actions within their interest, which cause no threat to the integrity of others. As these rights carry a universal appeal, human rights and problems associated with them have become a cause of global concern. The issues related to human rights differ from society to society, whereas the entitlement of social, economic, civil, as well as political rights of the people differ from one nation to the other as per the laws governing those rights of the people belonging to a specific country. Hence, it becomes the utmost duty of every nation to form such laws and create such conditions where human rights of the citizens can be protected. Now, let us talk about our country, India. It has a democratic setup where its citizens are entitled to enjoy basic human rights, in addition to the freedom of expression. These rights are defined as fundamental rights, which, needless to say, form a significant part of the Indian Constitution. And the fundamental rights, there are 6 fundamental rights actually: the right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, and right to constitutional remedies. So today I would specially mention about the right to education because I am from the education sector. According to this right, education is a fundamental right for everyone and it should be free. And in India, the Right to Education Act promises to provide free and compulsory education of all children in the age group of 6 to 14 years as a fundamental right. So we can say that it is a step towards changing the world. As a result, the literacy rate of the country can increase, and also it can fill the gap between poverty and prosperity. A lot of underprivileged students who cannot find ample resources despite having talent can get education for free, and this ensures rightfully that they can pursue their education. So why it is important? Because education enables individuals to put their potentials to optimal use. Moreover, it makes a people thinker and correct decision maker. So this is possible because of getting access to knowledge from the external world. Thus, education opens new windows to the outside world. And quality education strives to guarantee the development of a fully rounded human being. So without the right to education, people won't be able to live their life as they wish to, especially those who cannot afford it. So thus, this right to education can be life-changing for people who wish to change their lives and break the age-old cycle. So I started my organization Edvision last year only on the mission to educate people across the globe. Edvision offers a variety of online self-paced courses, free and paid training sessions, workshops for all category of people and also professionals, students, everyone. And the unique feature of Edvision is that our platform is accessible to people around the globe without any discrimination, and it is affordable to all. So we are going to introduce various courses that will include also courses on human rights. So you can check our website on www.edvision.com for more details, or contact through email address info@edvision.com. So this is all about. I would like to conclude with a quote of Nelson Mandela, that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. So we can build better societies to live in by educating each and every human being. Better societies make a better country, and better countries will make a better world. So thank you all for listening to me.
Wow, wow. Oh my goodness, Dr. Ray, you mentioned that human rights, it's a fundamental right and freedom that can that you were born with it. And with the right of education, we can fight poverty, because the more we know, the more we can do better, the more our countries can develop from what we've gained from education. And you've also mentioned that education, it actually opens new windows to the other world outside us. And you've also touched bases on India. And I like the quote, the quote from Nelson Mandela: education is the most powerful weapon to change what? I was trying to type it. To change the world?
To change the world.
Oh, to change the
Yes.
world. Wow, I love it. I love it. Wow, what a profound message that we really have to learn more about our human rights, more especially the right to education, as you emphasize on what Dr. Olia has already said. Really, it's really mind-blowing. So you can see that we really need to be educated in order for us to develop the world that we live in. Thank you so much, Dr. Ray, for such a profound, much needed message. So to our audience online, I can see, let me see who is watching. I can see Mariah watching. She is giving us all the fire that we need in this platform. And I can see Lucille Murray watching. She's giving us the fire and the love of Canada. And Mary Ward is also watching. Stella Goodwill is watching. Anna Lee Benoit. Princess is saying that this is very profound on human rights. So I believe our audience, from all these amazing messages you've shared right now, they've been inspired. So our amazing audience, if you happen to have any questions to any of the speakers here on this platform today, please feel free to post your questions on the comment box, and then we're going to attend to your questions at the end of the podcast. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to be the next and final speaker before Tommy Roberts comes back again with the right for the different able individuals. So I'm gonna share my bio, and then I will come back and I'll speak. I want you, as you think about your dreams and goals, to put this down. Rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights, because you need to be clear about your career goals in order for you to gain guidance on professional development. Really, my goal as a mentor or as a coach, it's so simple. My goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs and other potential obstacles that you might be facing, and then design a plan of inspired action to empower you to pursue success and drive sustainable. I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. Mom. So I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights.
Dr. Nampumelelo Rial Kunene is an international human rights policy analyst who consults on policies and procedures related to human rights compliance. She is a highly sought-after, energetic, certified Lace Brown international speaker. This passionate leader holds a PhD with a discipline in leadership and business. Dr. Rial N. Kunene is the author and host to Rise to Greater Heights, a book and YouTube channel to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. She is also a coach, mentor, and an MC, well known for encouraging many to rise from mediocrity into greatness. Her vision is not only to motivate, but also to empower audiences with a fresh perspective and inspiration they require to pursue success and drive sustainable outcomes. In a seriously funny way, Dr. Kunene is an award-winning author, 10 times #1 Amazon and international best-selling author. Her #1 best-selling book, Rise to Greater Heights, has inspired and empowered many to pursue their personal and professional passion to become go-getters. As a trainer, diplomacy protocol officer, and strategist, Rial believes that we are in full control of our choices. Her mission is to meet the needs and transform lives of her clients and her audience. She is also a true advocate for creating new policies that uphold human rights and prevent human rights violations. Dr. Kunene's purpose is to teach everyone about human rights and help organizations understand and promote human rights. Her goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs, then design a plan of inspired action to empower you to achieve specific outcomes in your life. This change maker, trailblazer, and revolutionary is pushing boundaries and creating a real change worldwide. Like a phoenix that never accepted defeat and rose from its own ashes, she wants to challenge you to unleash your greatness and rise to greater heights. Dr. Rial N. Kunene wears many hats. As a professional certified sales manager, CEO, certified travel counselor, publisher, medical esthetician, philanthropist, and a commissioner for oaths, following her dreams gave her purpose to see her goals through and understand that she does have everything she needs to reach her full potential. Her everyday message is that your journey to be a better person starts with you. So knowing who you are to your core will make you understand that you are the only one who can accomplish your dreams. Hebrews 11, Psalms 27 and 40 keeps her to rise to greater heights. The sky is no longer the limit, but now the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Kings and queens, please join me. Welcome, Dr. Rial N. Kunene.
Oh my goodness, you amazing speakers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You've just set the bar high for me. So I'm like, what am I gonna share? Because everything I just wanted to share, almost all of the speakers have shared. So what am I gonna share? But you know what? I'm gonna try to fit in your shoes. Like Tommy, he mentioned everything on sex trafficking, human trafficking, and how the modern day slavery is sex trafficking. And then Dr. Olia on the other side, she came back, she nailed everything on the right to education. And then Safwan, he was like, how can we actually eradicate poverty with what he's doing? And then Dr. Shanoli at the end, she was like, you know what, I'm gonna share everything. And also she shared amazing nuggets on how her organization is focusing on the importance of coaching and mentorship in the digital workplace, because everything since the pandemic have turned into the digital platform. So I'm like, wow, what a profound message. You know what? I'm gonna go back and watch the replay over and over again until I get tired, but I doubt if I'm gonna get tired from this. So if you can please write this down. What are human rights? What are human rights? All these amazing speakers have shared more nuggets. I just want to see what comes into your mind when you hear the word human rights. You can put it in the chat box, you can put it in the comments box. I'll come back and check what comes into your mind when you hear the word human rights, because like most of the speakers have shared, that human rights are just the fundamental rights and freedoms that are inherent to all human beings, regardless of your gender, nationality, place of residence, sex, ethnicity, religion, or even your skin color. So human rights are not just about the law. Thus, human rights are non-discriminatory, meaning that all human beings are entitled to them, and you can never, ever be excluded from your own human rights. Good people, you really don't have to see the whole staircase in life to get to the top, but you need to take the first step to get to the top. As my mentor always say, that you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to become great in life. So get started today, become great in life by getting started. As my everyday book says, that learn to do good, seek justice, correct oppression, bring justice to the fatherless, and plead the widow's cause. So get started today. Learn to do good, seek justice, correct oppression, bring justice to the fatherless, and plead the widow's cause. You know, I know that we all have a voice, but not everyone knows how to use their voice. So as a human rights analyst, I encourage change makers and educate them on the issues at hand before I call out the issues, so that their voices can also be heard too. So I work with individuals in charge, listening closely before calling out the issues that need change. So I don't serve just as a vocal protester, but I just go one step further by encouraging all these changes through education, instead of like merely telling our government leaders why something needs fixing, which happens quite frequently. So to me, really, it was just the death of George Floyd that made me to realize that, you know what, we need to stand for a world where no one shall live in fear because of the color of their skin, and where the criminal justice system treats everyone fairly and equally. If you remember it very well, May 25th, 2020, George Floyd died in police custody in Minneapolis, Minnesota. This 46-year-old Black man was arrested and killed after a convenience store employee called 911 on Floyd's suspicion of passing a counterfeit $20 bill. The video that was captured by a bystander, it showed George Floyd pinned face down on the ground and in handcuffs as he was pleading for help. I can't breathe, I can't breathe. And finally, he fell silent. May his soul rest in eternal peace. It is so impossible not to be outraged after watching that video of the Minneapolis officer pressing his knee against Floyd's neck for a period initially reported to be 8 minutes and 46 seconds. I believe that everyone is born free and everyone has the right to life. So no one should ever be subject to such unjustified violence. Hence, I am here today to educate everyone to know their human rights. Try by all means to learn about your human rights so that you will know when your human rights have been violated. So our organization, it fills a critical role in the society by providing valuable services that the government cannot always be able to provide, from poverty relief to human rights advocacy. We are vital for supporting the most vulnerable members of our communities. We are just an integral part of society, and we are involved globally. We are involved globally in human rights, climate change, and humanitarian aid, because there are many ways in which we need to persuade the government to adopt human rights related legislation. Some of these, it's true, like seminars like this, we come online, we share our knowledge, we can do exhibits, we can do side events, we can do formal speeches, or even lobbying officials during meetings and negotiations. As flight attendants always say that, put on your oxygen mask first before you go out there and help the next person who is sitting next to you. Because if you don't, you and the other person you are trying to help will possibly go down. So put on that oxygen mask first. Try by all means to get more information on human rights, get more knowledge on human rights, because the reality is your journey to be a better person, it starts with you. Not with your neighbor, not with your spouse, not with your friends, but it starts with you. So knowing who you are to your core will make you understand that you have everything around you to reach to your full potential. So don't ever, ever give up on your heart's desires. Just recall this, just in case you can't find your way out, you can have the drive within you to become what you really want in life. Can you say this after me? I believe in affirmations, like Tommy mentioned. I believe in affirmations. Can you put your left hand on your chest and raise your right hand and say it after me? I can have the drive within me to become what I really want in life. You know what? Let's say it one more time, as if you have faith in your own powerful voice. And guess what? It will echo throughout the whole universe. I can have the drive within me to become what I really want in life. Yes, you can have it. Just give yourself a round of applause, because you can have the drive within you to get where you want to be, to become what you want, to become what you really want in life. It's inside of you. It's not from the outside, but it starts from the inside and then it goes out. So you can have it. You can have it. You know, it's so funny how my mom and dad gave me this beautiful, beautiful name, Nompumelelo. I know many, when they try to say my name, they always butcher my name. But Nompumelelo, really, Nompumelelo in my own language, it means mother of all success. So you can see that I am really, really challenged to chase after success. No matter what comes my way, I'll have to chase after success. So if I may ask you, how many of you have dreams and goals that you want to achieve? Maybe let me say in the next 6 months. I know myself, I am one of those people. I want you, as you think about your dreams and goals, to put this down. Rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights, because you need to be clear about your career goals in order for you to gain guidance on professional development. So as a human rights analyst, my purpose is so simple. My purpose is to teach everyone about human rights and help as many organizations as I can to understand and also to promote human rights. I also make a difference by bringing solutions and educating others. That's my purpose in life, because you have to remember that a right is a freedom of some kind. It doesn't matter where we were born, or what kind of family we are born into. We all have the internal recognition of the moral quality of one's motives and actions. It was Nelson Mandela, like Tomish mentioned, it was Nelson Mandela who once said, to deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. And trust me, this message really stirred something within me, because I am a true advocate for creating new policies that uphold human rights and prevent human rights violations from even happening in the first place. So what I do, I consult on policies and procedures related to human rights compliance. I also advise on best practices for implementing human rights programs. And I can also assist with audits of operations against international standards. I do researches and help draft human rights related policies, such as discrimination in the workplace, harassment in the workplace, diversity and inclusion, patients' rights, and many, many more human rights related policies, because I have a duty of raising awareness of people's rights and providing solutions. I believe that an essential thing in human rights is based on the principle of respecting one another. I work towards raising awareness and providing solutions, because I believe that the critical thing in our species' rights is based on moral grounds, such as respecting one another, because everyone deserves respect, no matter who they are or what they do in life. They deserve that level of respect. You know, I so wish you can tell yourself that, you know what, you've had enough. All these amazing speakers have shared more nuggets on human rights. So you'll have to go out there and make a difference. You'll have to go out there and be the change. The change that you want to see in this world must first begin with you. But in order for you to go out there and be the change, making a difference in your community, in your loved ones, in those individuals who are looking at you as an inspiration, you've got to be hungry. You've got to be hungry like the hungry lion in the jungle. Really, that hungry lion in the jungle, it doesn't matter what kind of animal comes his way. It doesn't matter if you're that giant elephant or that small squirrel by the jungle. All that hungry lion sees in front of his face is lunch. And it's so funny, because even with elephants, when they see a lion, what they do is that they run. It's all about the mindset. Once you believe, you become. They already told themselves that, you know what, I am a lunch to that lion. So each and every time when I see a lion, I'll have to run. I believe that's the lion mindset that we need in order for us to make a difference in our communities. Because I believe that we all rise together, and we rise by lifting each other up than tearing anyone down. So we need that lion mindset. You know, it's so funny, when I was in the 8th grade, I was nicknamed Phoenix. I was nicknamed Phoenix after writing a composition using the idiomatic expression that says, I rose from the ashes like a phoenix bird, meaning I became successful again. Really, that English teacher, she didn't know that the nickname Phoenix, it resonates with me, and it also aligns with my destiny. So for those of you who don't know the phoenix bird, the phoenix is a Greek mythological bird believed to rise from its own ashes after being buried like hundreds of years ago. This immortal creature acquires new life by rising from the ashes of its own ancestor, which represents our capacity for vision and success. I want to encourage you, if you're watching and listening under my voice today, that when your world comes crashing down, wear your scars to show how a phoenix feels like to die from inside, and trust in your own capability to rise from your own ashes, since the phoenix has to die, bear and experience pain before resurrection from its own ashes. Please write this down in conclusion. Resilience to greatness. Resilience to greatness. And I know you've heard this before, that your setback is your setup for your comeback. Your setback is your setup for your comeback. So if I can be honest with you, I don't know what goals you've set for the next 6 months. I don't know what dreams you have for your own future. But here is one thing I know about you. You are destined for greatness. Inside of you, God has put seeds of excellence. Those seeds are supposed to grow and flourish. But many people have become crippled by their past encounters, and some have stepped over other people to get to the top. But I believe that we are all destined for greatness. Inside of each one of us here, God has put seeds of excellence. Those seeds are supposed to grow and flourish. But many people have become crippled by their past encounters, and some have stepped over other people to get to the top. So I believe that we're all destined for greatness as long as we follow God's strategy. This is when the growth commences, because discovering your gifts and following God's idea, it will make you understand that you have everything around you to reach to your full potential. My everyday inspiration, Mr. Les Brown, he once said, if you had to die today, at this very moment, at this hour, what dreams, what ideas, what visions, what goals, what skills, and what talents will die with you? And the late Dr. Miles Monroe continued saying that the richest place on this planet is the cemetery, because that's where all the goals, all the visions, all the skills, all the talents, and all the goals have been buried. Honestly, I don't know about you. I don't know what's happening with my video. I don't know about you. But with me listening to all these amazing messages, it just gave me sleepless nights. And I remember it very well when I started writing my first book, Rise to Greater Heights, which is a comprehensive guide to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. Like I've mentioned that with the whole George Floyd incident, it just gave me no peace. So I decided, you know what, it's high time we share with the world, because the world doesn't know that they were born with 30 Universal Declaration of Human Rights. These are God-given fundamental rights and freedoms, because I believe that we are all equal, not somehow equal. We are all equal in dignity. So you'll have to ask yourself, what's really holding you back from being the voice for the voiceless? What's really holding you back? What's holding you back from even going confident in the direction of your dreams? Is it fear? Is it procrastination? Is it distraction? Is it a mediocre life? What's holding you back? Kings and queens, it's so essential to assess your goals' progress, because at the end of the day, you'll have to cultivate your mindset for success. Cultivate your mindset for success. Without a mindset for success, you're not going to go anywhere in life, because I believe that if you aspire to be in any leadership role, there is an emotional element that is involved in that, which is emotional intelligence. You'll have to increase your emotional intelligence to be successful in any leadership role that you take in life. And you know what? I believe in you that you can always bounce back to life with whatsoever challenges that you may be facing. It's because of your resilience to greatness. So I believe with all these books, they have the potential to completely revolutionize every aspect of your life and career. I also have a free transformation guide for you. It's available on my website, www.risetogreaterheights.com. Trust me, with this free transformation guide, you'll be able to explore leadership, empowerment, being purpose-driven, mentorship, coaching, resilience to greatness, emotional intelligence, mental health, and many, many more topics, including spiritual growth, as well as successful parenting. Because, you know, growing up, I didn't have much in life because my father decided to have an early departure from this planet Earth. And I thank God that I missed that flight, because I'm still here. I'm still sharing my message with the world, because I had everything because of my mama's love. And I love you so much, Mom. So I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Gunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, amazing speakers. So at this moment, all our amazing speakers are going to have the moment to share their final thoughts on human rights. But before that, I'm just going to give Tommy Roberts this platform now. For him, he has a powerful message that I thought it would be really, really unfortunate, like if I just don't let him share this message based on the human rights for the differently abled individuals. I don't call them disabled, because I believe they are still able to do something. They are just differently abled individuals. So Tommy, you can go ahead and share your message, please.
Hi, thank you. And that was a beautiful inspirational speech that you gave, and also to all the other speakers as well. I was highly moved by everyone on the platform here today. Thank you all for your insight, and I learned so much from you guys. And again, I'm just so thankful to be here. And so I had the opportunity to go in December, the 1st through the 5th, to the first ever Disability Summit, International Summit for Disability Rights. That was in Istanbul, Turkey. And I went through a nonprofit organization. They're called USIDHR. I was invited as a speaker and dignitary, and I really loved my time over there. Everyone in Turkey was so friendly, so nice, very hospitable. So I gave a speech, and I'll tell you a little bit about my background. I was a miner for 14 years. I worked underground in an underground mine, and I received a work injury that took me out of the mining industry. So um, I gave my personal story and my speech over there, and I would like to share the same speech with you all here because I believe disability, of course, if you take the DS out, you have ability. And I think that, people do have the ability to do some other kind of work and not so much be, disabled. Uh, people might be disabled in their mind or their body or, whatever. But you can take that inability and then you can turn it into, I have the ability to. And that's what I've had to learn how to do with my own uh, insecurities and my own way of life, is I had to take the dis out of the disability, and now I have the ability. I have the ability to do whatever I want to do. Of course, I have limitations, right? But I still have the ability to. And so I'm very thankful that you shared this about the disability and taking the dis out of the disability. So from 1997 until June 19th, 2020, I worked real jobs and businesses for a wage. On June 19th, 2020, I was working the night shift in the only platinum palladium gold mine in the United States of America as a high voltage electrician. It was on this day that I was accidentally electrocuted at 7,500 volts while hooking up power. The electricity used my bones as a conductor, damaging almost all the nerves in my head, face, neck, left ear, hands, arms, and feet. Doctors say nerves heal less than an inch per month. So jokingly, I say by the time I'm 70 years old, I'll be fully healed. That's a joke. You can laugh at that. The point I want to make is this. I have been on both sides of the fence in a completely different situation from where I am today and where I used to be with my health. As a healthy worker to a disabled worker and an individual with a permanent life-altering injury, I see how I'm treated differently now from people without a disability. I directly experienced this myself after being released from the hospital. One example I would like to share with everybody is my wife and I were at a friend's house one evening. One of my former colleagues at the mine came in the door. He looked at me and he said, "You don't look hurt." Before I could say anything, my wife said, "What's he supposed to look like? Shriveled up in a corner about ready to die?" People with a disability shouldn't be treated any different than a person without a disability. We all have a beating heart and feelings. Moreover, not all disabilities are noticeable. Like, look at me here. If you didn't know that I have a disability, you would never know I had a disability until I'm sharing this with you all. I suffer from nerve pain every day in all parts of my body. There are times throughout the day I have a hard time walking because of the shooting nerve pains. I lose my balance from time to time. But I have to say, overall, my health is improving. The list of my illnesses continue. Last summer, I fell in a shopping center parking lot and almost got run over by a car. I suffer from extreme PTSD that keeps me awake throughout the night due to the trauma of the electrocution. I want to share a quote by an unknown person. Your journey is not the same as mine, and my journey is not yours. But if we meet on a certain path, we may encourage each other. I truly believe, therefore, we are here attending this summit online, human rights, to encourage, to lift each other up, to be a voice for others and ourselves. Let's try not to let the world determine who we are and what we do in our lives. We are strong, capable individuals. I implore every world leader, delegate, speaker, the press, if they're watching, staff, attendees here today, to stand up and fight for your people and your country and the world for people with disabilities. We can all make a difference in this world. That's why we are at this summit today, to make the world a better place. Thank you and God bless. And also, while I was in Turkey through the International Summit, for the International Summit of Disability Rights, I would like to share with you guys this. I received the High Excellence Award. I don't know if you can see it or not. It might be blurry, but this is through Isabel and her team with the U.S. Institute Diplomacy and Human Rights. And what an honor to have this plaque in my hands. So I want to again thank them and thank you, Doctor, for allowing me to speak on your show. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Tommy. You see, like judging from your facial appearance, we couldn't tell that you are differently abled individual until you open up your mouth and speak. That's the reason why we need more individuals like you, Tommy. Congratulations on the wonderful work that you are doing, and for all the awards, well-deserved congratulations. We need to be the voices for the voiceless. We need to be the change makers that we really need in our communities, and it starts with just me and you. So
Yes.
thank you so much, Tommy. At this moment, I'm just going to let our speakers to share their final thoughts, share how the audience can reach out to you, as well as if you have any upcoming events, any book that you want to share with the audience that will make a difference in their lives. Please go ahead and share with them. So Dr. Olia, please take the stage.
Okay, so hello, thank you, Dr. Riel and Kunene, and congratulations to Sir Robert. So I salute you, I salute to your accomplishment, and also congratulations to other speakers. So I learned a lot from you. So my final thought about human rights is, let us join together to make our world a better place in which every person, regardless of their race, religion, ethnicity, gender, or geographical nationality, have equal human rights and opportunities to prosper and grow to the fullest of our unique talent and aspirations. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I hope our audience will reach out to you, because you are doing amazing work in the Philippines and globally. So I believe our audience will definitely reach out to you. Thank you so much. You can go ahead, Safwan, and share with the audience, please.
You guys, my favorite phrase is human rights for everyone. So I'll say that again.
There is an echo behind you. Safwan, do you wanna fix your sound? I'm gonna move on to Dr. Ray, and then I'll come back to you. There is an echo behind you. You can go ahead, Dr. Ray.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Riel, and thank you all the eminent speakers. This was a real learning platform for all of us, I believe. And I would like to conclude that despite the clearly formulated set of human rights, multiple cases of human rights breach at different places of the world have been observed. So I firmly believe that in such a situation, an everlasting state of prosperity cannot prevail in any nation where its natives cannot enjoy human rights, which are so integral to all our existence. So human rights are universal and everyone needs to be educated on this and everybody should understand that no matter where they are born, who they are, by virtue of being born as human, some rights automatically become a part and parcel of their life in a social setup. So as human rights ambassador, we should make the change by educating people as much as possible, and that can create an everlasting impact in the whole world. That is what I believe. Thank you. Thank
Wow,
you.
thank you so much, Dr. Ray. And I believe that our audience will definitely reach out to you because they just need someone who will just hold them accountable. So as an ambassador, you are just one person to be able to hold individuals accountable. So thank you. Let's try it again, Safwan, and see how it's gonna be.
Is that better?
Now it's good, yeah.
All right, all right. My favorite phrase, favorite saying is human rights are for everyone. Another thing is education is the key. Some events that I have coming up, I have the SCG seminar coming up in Cameroon in June 15th to the 17th. And I'm working with Even Though I'm Blind. We have an event for the 20 most influential blind people visually impaired coming up in New York. They're going to set a Guinness Book of World Record that has the most visually impaired or blind people on a Zoom call. They're also honoring the top 20 influencers. We have doctors, lawyers, business owners, people doing big things for the visually impaired community. So those are my two events. If you want to get in contact with me, Safwan Bey on all platforms.
Wow, thank you so much, Safwan. You are really doing an amazing job, and I believe that our audience will reach out to you if they are looking for that advocate who will just stand for them. They will definitely reach out to you. Tommy, did you want to share your final thoughts? And
Yes,
share with the audience. Okay.
yes. I'm just going to piggyback off kind of what everyone else said. What are human rights to me? They're freedom. It's given at birth. It's free. And I think everyone who doesn't know much about human rights, please get in contact with one of us or all of us, and we can help educate and move forward with human rights. And that's what we're here today for. The overall picture is to educate and let people know that, hey, we are here for you. We want you to know more about human rights, and you have them, whether or not you realize you have them or not. You have them, and they were given to you at birth. And then also my motto is through my own business and corporation is called "Together Reach New Heights," and so I think that that's kind of what we're doing here today. Is we're together, all of us, whether you're watching or whether you're on this panel. I believe that we are together and that we're reaching for new heights in human rights, and we're making a difference. Um, and So yeah, so my contact information is again 1-406-290-4604. My website is www.highpointlifecoach.com, and I can be reached at highpointlifec@gmail.com. And again, thank you to everyone, and thank you to you, and I really enjoyed this. I've learned so much today. Thank you, and I'm humbled by this experience.
Oh, wow, wow. Thank you so much, Tommy. And thank you so much to our amazing speakers for being with us here at Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. I believe all these amazing messages really have kind of influenced our audience. So thank you so much to you amazing speakers. We don't take your time here for granted. And also to our audience online, thank you so much for joining us here at Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. I hope from all these amazing messages, from all these amazing speakers, you've been inspired, you've been motivated, and you are ready to rise to greater heights. So do join us next week at the same time, same place. Thank you. Merci. Siyabonga.
Bye.
Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody sweat the lack of flames. No, living my life to the fullest and shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to greater heights as long as I'm